Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Start Over Saturday, so we have things to start over. Yay! Hello Sarah, hello Alex, hello Leslie, hello Ashley, hello Donna, hi Shell, hello Davissa, who else am I missing? Uh, my goodness, you guys are having a great old conversation in here. Hello Jennifer, hello Emmy. So if somebody can type to Emmy, that'd be great. Um, I don't think that the closed captioning is still working, which is annoying, I know. And hello, Wicca. Hello, everybody. Hello, Donna. Thank you. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we have choices to make. We are going to be using ink tints for this week. So we have The Spring Cutting Garden from Christy Rice. This is a watercolor book. We also have Painterly Days, The Woodlands watercolor book as well. But we also have a couple of PDFs that are being colored in the community for Valentine's Day. So we have Heart House Sweet Shop from the Mystical Lands. And this is done by Karen Myers. It's a freebie on her website. And this is done by Emily Illustrates and or illustrator. I can never get her last name right for some reason. And it is available on her Etsy shop. So I will do a poll, and while we chat for a little while, we'll go through and figure out which one to do. So cake page. What page? Cake page. Sweet shop. Yes, I have to talk. Or Christy Rice. Because it will only give me, oh, maybe it'll give me 2 or 3. Oh, yeah, it will give me 4. Okay. So Christy Rice Spring Cutting Garden. And this one is Woodlands. Okay, so there's 4 different things to choose from: the cake page, the sweet shop, the cutting garden, or the Woodlands books. Well, I hope you're feeling better soon. I miss you. So how is everyone today? Yay, Wicca's back. So those are the 4 choices: spring cutting garden, woodland, the cake page, or the sweet shop. So far, spring cutting garden is winning. So we've got this one. This is the cake page, the sweet shop, spring cutting garden, and I'm pointing them out so that Emmy knows what I'm talking about, and Painterly Days, the woodland. So I'll let that roll for a little bit. I'm going to take a sip of coffee because I am running way behind today and my brain is racing because I'm behind. So I just gotta, for a little second. I don't like it when I get behind. It drives me crazy. So we will be using the watercolor pencils from Derwent, the Ink Tints, which I think is a really good palette. They're very pretty. All right, so we'll give that a couple more minutes. We've got 14 out of 16 votes. And I have turned on the members only or subscribers only chat. I did do a flip through of it, but I can do a quick flip through of it. It is a very lovely book. So it's got some information in the start here about the different flowers that are in the book. And then we've got a pretty picture here, some wallpaper, some tulip bulbs, some daffodils, another wallpaper, the entire garden, some roses and strawberries and all sorts of stuff there. Another pretty flowers, little birds, the entire forest, another wreath, some irises, um, a vase full of different flowers. And I know what those are, but I can't for the life of me put my brain to it. Some apple blossoms, some forget-me-nots, or bluebells, whatever. Those are bluebells. Some pansies, some more in the garden with all different flowers, and different florals, and butterflies, dragonflies, and another, and that is the end of the book. It is a book of flowers. Yes, this is a watercolor paper book. Both of these are watercolor books. I have printed these on watercolor paper, so I'm hoping they don't run. I haven't, you know. Hi, Calamity. Aw, Shell. I hope my fingers are crossed for you. um, let's see. Let me enable you. I'll grab the link. This is a affiliate link, so just so you know. But there's the link for the spring cutting garden. Hi, Crashes. Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm going to call it. It's been 5 minutes. We've got 17 out of 19 votes. So if there's 2 people out there that haven't voted yet and you want to get your vote in, let me know. All you have to do is clicky clicky. Hello, Evelyn. You made it. I have missed you so much. We're coloring with ink tints. And I need to know what you guys want to see colored. So we've got the Hard House Sweet Shop, Emily's Cake, the Spring Cutting Garden, and Woodlands. So jump on in there and get your votes in. For all those wonderful people that are just coming in. Okay, so I'm going to call the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll see what the poll says. The poll says nothing. All right, so it seems that the spring cutting garden. So we're going to be coloring some flowers. Yay, flowers. You're doing Emily's Cake with Inktense? Awesome. All right, so the spring cutting garden. Let's take a look. I think we'll do, so daffodils. I don't want to do anything extremely busy with Inktense. I'm not that secure with them yet. Apple blossoms. Yeah, the daffodils, the apple blossoms, or the bluebells, I think. Or the bluebells. So that's going to be the next choice. So I'm going to do another poll. For what picture? Daffodils. That's probably spelt wrong. Don't yell at me. Um, apple blossoms. Or bluebells. You are probably doing it beautifully. And it's all Ashley's fault. Exactly. That's what I keep on saying too. It's Ashley's fault. But I had actually intended on doing Inktense this month anyway, so. Hi, B. Hi, B. I am doing fantastic. No, you could, but, yes, you can take all the blame. It's okay. Awesome. Yep, it's just that kind of month. Everybody has to be playing in the ink. The great thing I love about this book is that the pages come out. So I can just pull the page right out of the book, which is awesome. Because I like to turn my pages. Oh, I forgot about this one. Oh well. Don't mind me. I have done a page in here last month when I was playing with it to see if it was good enough to be using it plain without going over it. Yes, you and water mediums are not best friends, that's for sure. But you do beautifully with them. You just don't like doing it. So everybody get your votes in, either daffodils, apple blossoms, or bluebells out of Spring Cutting Garden. Good morning, Dion. We're coloring flowers with ink tints. Did you just roll out of bed? Okay, so the choices again are the daffodils, the apple blossoms, or the bluebells. So we've got the bluebells in a vase, we've got a sprig of apple blossoms, or a bouquet of daffodils. Now I've lost them. There we go. Different levels of daffodils with some butterflies. Yeah, it's a pretty book. Yeah, I love them all too. It's like, but I want to color this one and this one and this one. And we will probably color more of them throughout the month, but we'll see. It's a short month, so. Yeah, I probably would have slept in this morning if Shyla didn't wake me up. Yeah, I picked something easy last month. And for those that haven't seen it yet, I did finish our wonderful mermaid painting. So I did finish her up. She is all in glittery and normal watercolors with the Jourjone watercolor set that Grabby sent me. So this set here. It is a wonderful book. Good morning, Della. Oh, absolutely. Lurk away. So I did finish a watercoloring this month. I can't say I'll finish many more, but I did finish one. Yeah, it's the company that sent me this set is called Grabby.com, and it's an art supply store out of China. And they sent me this wonderful set of paints to review. And they're just lovely. They're absolutely gorgeous paints. Hi, Renee. I love your name too. Okay, so I'm going to call this. It has been 6 minutes, so everybody getting your votes. Either bluebells, daffodils, or apple blossoms. That is the daffodil page, and there's little butterflies. I'll go through it one more time. There's the apple blossom page, and there's the bluebell page. Yeah, it's really nice. That one is 100 colors, so it's a compact one for traveling, so it's really nice. All right, so last chance to get your votes in. We're still missing 2 people. All right, I'm going to call it ending the poll. Last chance. So we have bluebells is our winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Some bluebells. So I'm going to take this page out. Make sure it's just one page. The last one I took out, it had more than one page attached. This is watercolor paper. So I don't have to do too much with it. And because we are going to be using ink tints, I don't have to use as much water as I would if I was using a water palette. Okay, so I'm going to move things around here so that I have everything in close proximity. I've got a couple of glasses of water here. Let's hope I don't knock them over. All right. Ready, set, go. I'm going to switch you on over to the close-up camera here. Yeah, exactly. That I just absolutely love that as well, that we can just pull it right out of the book. I'm going to move you back a little bit so that I can keep the page on the table. And we're going to get started with some bluebells. So we need number 900 and number 1230, I think. Hey, Stacy. It's good to see you. Not a problem at all. So this is Iris Blue, and we're going to use, I think this one, a little bit of teal green. And I'm going to sharpen these a little bit. I know, they're ink tints, don't sharpen them, but I like them sharp, especially with doing small things. Crashes, welcome to the fairies. Thank you so much for upgrading. Absolutely. If we can get an awesome in the chat, exclamation point awesome in the chat for crashes. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to start with a little bit of the teal. And I just grabbed any old flower. And then I'm going to go in with the iris blue. And I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to drag it down to lighten it as I go down. Some water on this brush. Oh, you know what I forgot to get? That's horrible. I forgot to get some paper towel. I'm going to need some of that. Oh. I think my paper towel got used up yesterday when I spilled water all over my desk. Yeah, yesterday was not a good day for water. I spilled water all over my desk. Bob spilled coffee all over his desk. It was just one of those days. Awesome! Don't pick on fairy crashes. All right. I'm going to roll this so it's a point, and then I'm just going to drag this down. This is really tiny, so I might have to Might have to use a different brush because that's really tiny. So I'm going to use the tiny brush. I'm going to use tiny brushes for this. Yeah, it was a spilliful day yesterday. It's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. Just testing the waters, testing the waters. Yeah. Yeah, Bob watered two yesterday. His main one and his wireless one with coffee. So I'm just going through and putting in the teal green, which is number 1300 in your Inktense, at the very tops of these bluebells. It is a little spendy, but it is really good paper, and it does have some really good tips and pointers on watercoloring. It is a good learning book, especially if you're just starting into watercolor. Am I not in the way? I'm not. Sorry, guys. I was out of screen. Sorry about that. Is that better? I get concentrating and don't look up. Kills me every time. Thank you, Ronnie. All right. So I'm going to finish up down into this area, and then I'll put in a little bit of water and get some activation going. Awesome, Renee. How are you liking colored pencils comparative to watercolor and oil color? Because oil-based paints, I'm not good at those very well. So just activating this. Need a little water. And I'm using a 00 brush. This is a very tiny brush because these bluebells are very small and I don't want a huge amount of water on them. I want some, but not a huge amount. And then we'll dry it and all that fun stuff. And all right. Yes. Yeah, water control is a bit of an issue. That's why I'm not using my water um, filled brushes because the size of it is a little bit too big. Okay, now I'm going to put those two pencils here because I'm going to go in with a darker blue. And we're going to go in with sea blue. I gotta sharpen it. You have control. What are you talking about? All right, so we're going in with a sea blue, and we're just going to darken up the very top of the flower here. So this one is number 1200 in your Inktense. I'm sorry, I don't pre-choose my colors, so I can't pre-list them because I just wing it. I just put it down. And if it needs something, I add it. And I felt these needed a little bit more dark blue in the tops. And then we're just going to bring it down just a touch. Just use a very, very light hand on your brush. Don't scrub it. Just drag it down just a little. Excuse me. Seems that the frog crawled in my throat in the middle of the night. So what I'm doing is I'm dipping my pencil, or not my pencil, my brush into the water, and then I'm wiping it off on the paper towel. So I'm not taking the extremely wet brush to the page. I am dabbing some of that water off so that it gives me a little bit more control over the water that gets put down. That's really something that I find that I need to do with extremely thirsty brushes, especially. Like this brush here. This brush here is an extremely thirsty brush. And if I don't dab it, I end up with a huge amount of water on the page. Okay, Emmy. All right, so we're going to continue down the sprig. We're going to start with the teal. Just going to make sure I'm doing bells and not leaves. As soon as you guys get tired of bluebells, I will move on to the leaves. Just trying to get all these ones at least on this sprig. If I go extremely quiet, I am really sorry. I get concentrating and I completely forget to talk, which I know as a streamer is not a good thing, but it does happen. Yes, the blues in the Inkten set are so nice. So now I'm going in with Iris Blue. I need to bring it all the way down like that, but that's okay. Then I'll activate this, dry it, and then I'll add the dark blue, because I don't want the dark blue to completely mix with the green blue that I've got on there. I want that green blue to stand out just a little bit. And I know that I can do this on a palette and pick it up, but I didn't want to put too much water on it or spend too much time fiddling with irritations. Hi, Nana! Happy Saturday! It is a good day. It's a good day for painting. So now I'm going through and activating it, breaking down that ink, making it all just perfect. The great thing about Inktense is it just dissolves. It just becomes one with the water and it's just beautiful. There's no lines, there's nothing. It just looks good. You're cooking supper. What's for supper? I have to make breakfast after I'm done here. Well, brunch. Saturday is a brunch day because I am not in the kitchen at the moment. So you guys bored yet? Last year when I did watercolor month, I was so horrified that I was just going to bore you all to tears. That is true. You do need a new phone. But what is more important? Conversation with people that you may not want to converse with, or pretty pencils to make pretty things. Inktense is magic. So now I'm going to go in with the dark blue. Just put in just a little bit of it. Just at that dark area. So this is Sea Blue number 1200 for those that are wondering. That It's got a lot of shadow, so I'm putting quite a bit in that one. As you get further into ones that are touching each other or covering over top of each other, you're going to get a little bit more shadow, so you can add a little bit more of that dark blue. Yeah, absolutely. That is the great thing about ink tints. Once they're dry, you can go over top of them and not reactivate that lighter color and just build those layers up, build those colors up, which is fantastic. Awesome! Tell boyfriend on couch to get to cooking. Discovered new things, you better cook them all. Evelyn, are you going to be streaming today? I would love to see you stream. I miss you. Yeah, he is good. Yeah. Okay, so there we have our bluebells, our first sprig of bluebells. So we're going to move on to some of and the colors that we use for the bluebells is teal green, 1300, iris blue, 900, and sea blue, 1200. What I did is I put down the teal green and the iris blue, activated that, dried it, and then put down the sea blue for the shadow color. I'm going to put those in the holder so I don't lose them. And then we're going to move on to some greens and do some greens for the leaves here. So we're going to do 1400, 1520, and 1510. 14, 15, and 1510. Okay. So we have field green, apple green, and beach green. So we're going to start with the apple green. I'm going to sharpen this up. Tacos! Were they breakfast tacos? So I'm just going through and sharpening up these greens. Yeah, it's that money tree. I have one growing in my backyard, but it's winter, so it's not growing right now. All right, so I've got these all done up. So we're going to color a leaf, and we're going to start with the apple green. We've got a fold in the leaf there. And of course we've got all of that shadow behind the flowers here. So I'm just base coating very lightly all the areas of the leaf that is exposed, except for down the center because that's a different color. Hey, Melissa! Ooh, beef tacos. Yum, yum. All right, now I'm going in with field green. And we're going to start into the center area here as well. I'm leaving that center area open because I'm just going to drag that color into it for the highlight. And then we'll be going over it with another color for the shadows. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what we're going to have. Bob usually gets up on Saturdays and has some meat and crackers while I do my stream. And then afterwards I'll make him some brunch. Okay, so we're taking the brush and we're just activating the colors that are on the page. This one here, I might want a little bit of a thicker brush, so we're going to try this one just to get it going a little bit quicker. I just love how it just brightens that color right up. It's fantastic. All right. Okay, so we're going to dry that out. Thank you. Now that that's all dry, we're going to take beach green, which is 1510, and we're going to do our shadow areas. So we're going to come down through here where we've got that bit of a shadow, up through here where that shadow is, And then down underneath all of the flowers here as well. Oh, numb. I make my own tzatziki sauce, but that's about it. I don't make my own hummus. I love tzatziki sauce. So in this area here of the leaf, so there's an area here. These are all really shadowed areas, so I haven't gone into it yet with the lighter green color. I'm going to put in the shadow, and then I'm going to put in that medium green. That's a leaf to there. Just trying to follow where the leaves are. And we're just going to shadow this whole area with the darker green. And I'm doing it really loosely. And then I'm going to come back through with a little bit of the field green, which is number 1500, just to give it a bit of that bright green color in areas that the light is going to hit it. Because it's not going to be completely dark there. It's just going to have a shadow. This area I will probably activate with the smaller brush because of the fact that they are smaller areas. So my light source is coming straight at it. So typically when I color something that doesn't have a localized light source like a lamp or anything like that, I color it as if it's coming straight down, as if I am the light source. Thank you. So just activating this all up. And we'll activate the dark colors up in here as well. Yeah, I tend to, if I don't have a light source listed, like the sun, the moon, a lamp, something like that, I tend to use myself as that light source. So I just decide that my face is a shining beacon, and that's the light source I use because of my shining personality. Not. It's just the easiest way I've decided in my own coloring of how to determine where light's coming from. So once again, this is a 00. It is not a horribly thirsty brush. It doesn't hold a lot of water. So when you go over things, you don't end up putting down a ton of water. So I'm going to dry this leaf now. Get that dry, and then we'll move on to the next leaf here. So these leaves behind here, these ones back here, I'm just going to do in straight apple green. And then I'm going to take the field green and go down the tips and down the center, adding in that shadow like that. Awesome! We're going to activate it. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. Just color it straight with the apple green. Take a little bit of the field green for our shadowy area. And then we'll activate it. Welcome back, Emmy. Alright, now for the next leaf, we're going to put in our light. Once again, this is apple green, which is number 1400. Should actually finish off that leaf there. Now there's not a lot of definition in between the flowers here, so you kind of have to use your better judgment on what's flower, what's leaf, and what's branch. I do not know. Let's see. 25. 25 come in there. All right, now I'm going in with the field green. Once again, not bringing it all the way down because I will be dragging it to give us that light area. This one here, we've got some dark green going in as well, so I'm not going to do too heavy in there. Just enough to give that dark green a little bit of a boost when we get to it. And I'll boost that up again once we get the dark green in there. So I'm going to take the small brush and get into the smaller areas here. Actually, I'm just going to take this one. The small brush is being a pain in my tuchus. So. For the larger areas, I'm just using a round, I don't know what size it is, water brush. Getting into all those deeper areas so that it doesn't take me forever. Not too worried about getting water on the flowers themselves because I will be drying it, and of course we will be going over it with the flowers. Okay, I'm going to dry this. All right, Sarah, thank you so much for hanging out. All right. Then we've got our beach green here going in for that shadow area. Going underneath the flowers. Getting a little bit darker as we go down. And getting that center area as well there. I use water mediums every once in a while throughout the year, but this month is strictly dedicated to watercolor. So I do use them throughout the year, but not as much as I should, and that's why I have the watercolor month. Because I neglect it. Because it scares me, so I neglect it. I will admit that. All right. Just going through with the smaller brush now, activating that dark green. Working off any major amounts of water. Yeah, I always worried about ink tints because, once it's dry, it's dry. And, not getting enough water on it, not getting too much water on it, and then having to go over it. And it always scares me that I'm going to lose the color that I put down, like you do with watercolor paint. But you don't, and that's the one thing that I just love about it is you don't lose that color. It doesn't lift up when you go over it. Yeah, it all depends upon where you are too. So I'm going to put the leaf colors away and we're going to pull back out the bluebell colors and we're going to do this sprig. And then we're going to actually move on to the vase itself. Base, vase, whatever you want to call it. So that I'm not completely boring you with coloring bluebells. So once again, we're going to start with our teal green. Just putting a little bit at the top of each bell. And basically what the teal green does is it gives you that transition space between the attachment of the stem. So if you look at a flower that has a stem coming onto a small bell or a small flower, you'll see a little bit of a green area where that attaches. And that's basically what the teal does, is it gives you that attachment point. And it looks good. I like the color. Yeah, mallard green's a nice one too. Alright, now I'm going in with the iris blue. And these ones I'm coating a little bit more than those ones so that they're a little bit darker, so it gives a good contrast between the flowers. Even though they're the same color, they don't have to be the same shade. Getting a little bit more pressure the further down I go, so it gives it a darker color. And then these ones here that are larger, I'm going to put a little bit lighter blue on them. And you can do that with just varying how much color you put down, the distance you need to drag that color, and how hard you press, because the harder you press, the more pigment you're putting on that page that you're going to pull with the water. Emmy, you ask all the questions you need to, sweetheart. So the reason, well, I kind of just answered that. So um, the reason why I'm adding the green, of course, is for the stem area where it attaches to the flower. And of course, hopefully the closed caption is on and you can actually see what I'm saying. But your question will be answered in the playback if you can't read it right now, because I think I just answered that. Yes, absolutely. It is all in the details. Again, just putting the water on it now, dragging it down to the bottom of the flower and getting that blend going through. Once we've got the blend gone through, then we'll go through and we'll dry it, and then we'll add the darker blue to it. No problem at all, Bee. So as you can see, these ones up here are a little bit darker. And the further down we go, where I've put less pressure and less pigment on to be pulled down, the lighter the bottom of the flowers are getting. There's a couple up here I missed. I think that one I forgot to put blue on altogether, but that's okay. There is always an oddball. If you've ever looked at a bouquet of flowers, sometimes there's one that's just white, sometimes there's one that's green. That's the one that gets to be green. So one thing I love about bluebells is they're all really pretty blues and green colors, but they're not always the same shades, which is awesome. That's the beauty of nature is it has its own palette. No matter what you do, it'll have its own palette. So I'm going to dry that out. And then we're going to add the sea blue, which is number 1200. And up here at the top, where I want those flowers to be darker, I'm going to add a little bit more of that sea blue than I will down below. Where the shadows are especially heavy, I will be adding more of that sea blue as well. So if I have a bunch of flowers that are overlapping each other, like this one here, it's going to get more of that sea blue. Okay, I think I got most of them. The blocks are on sale right now. So I'm just going to activate the dark blue up here. Make sure I'm not going to get any drips. Pulling it down into the flower. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. And there's several different ways that you can, of course, activate ink tints. You don't have to activate it with a brush and water. You can activate it with a alcohol blender brush, or you can activate it with a watercolor marker blender brush as well. Any of those will also activate your ink tints. I like activating them with water. It gives me a little bit of control, but it also gives it that watercolory look. And when you're coloring in a watercolor book, kind of want the watercolor look. This is just the look that I chose to do. It is not the right way, not the wrong way. It's just the way I do it. Disclaimer time, disclaimer time. Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what works for you. Is do what works for you. Don't worry about whether or not somebody says it's right, wrong, or backwards. If it works for you and it makes it pretty, by all means, do it. You know, that's the only rule is do what works for you. You know, as far as I'm concerned, that's the only rule in coloring. Do what works for you. Now I'm going to come through with the apple green and I'm going to do the stems. But I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that this was not the only way to activate in ink tints if you don't have them or if you haven't used them. There is other ways to activate them. You can activate them all different ways. Like Ashley said, she learned with the Tombow brush marker. I've seen people do it with the alcohol markers, the blender brush markers from the alcohol sets. You know, so there's all different ways to activate them, to blend them, and make them pretty. Some ways are much easier than others, and some ways aren't. I just in this book and doing it this way, I like the look of it. Is all I'm saying. I'm talking too much. I'm explaining more than I need to. I have a tendency to overcompensate when I know that, this isn't, when something isn't the only way to do it. because I want to stress that it's not the only way to do it. Exactly. Books are self-care. Yes, you take care of yourself first, and then you make everything pretty for everybody else. So I'm just going down the stem, trying to not make a mess. I have a tendency to shake a little bit, so I may end up making a bit of a mess. But these small brushes help quite a bit with that to get those really tiny areas filled in. And gives you an opportunity to activate areas that you missed. Because I missed some. I missed a couple of areas. There we have the 2 sprigs of the bluebells done and some leaves. And I will continue the same color palette throughout the rest of the bluebells. Now for the vase, I think we're going to start with some yellows and oranges. So we're going to start with number 200, which is sun yellow, 230, which is golden yellow, and 250, which is cadmium orange. So I'm going to start here on this part of the vase, and I'm going to start with a sunset kind of progression down the vase. I'm not going to color all of the um, little bits and pieces, just the vase itself, but all the little finials there and the different designs on it, I'm going to do in gold. No, I call it both. It all depends upon the different size of the vase. Like this I call a vase. Short ones I call vases. Ah, that's awesome. Yes. With this really tiny ones, I find it works really well. But for doing large areas, I find that the water brushes themselves work better for me. All right, so we're going to start with sharpening, first of all. The yellow, which is sun yellow number 200. I love Tiggers. Tiggers bounce. That's what Tiggers do best. What do I do with pictures like this when they are done? I put them in my completed pages folder, like I do with all my other pictures. I hope that is helpful. So this top ring I'm going to do in the yellows. And we're going to do down inside the vase areas here a little bit of yellow too. And then I'm going to put some yellow moving down the edges here as we blend it into the other tones. Now I'm going to take the next yellow, which is golden yellow. I'm going to sharpen it up. Absolutely not a problem at all, Nana. Let the poochie out. Alright, so I'm going to go into the shadow areas here and over the edge down here in this shadow area. With the darker yellow here. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to progress from that yellow down. Through the edge here. Yes, oh, that is a good idea, Evelyn. Yes. I may have to try that. That's a very good idea. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm just dragging that down, putting in another shade of orange, yellow orange. And then I'm going to put in the cadmium orange down here at the bottom. Like that. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to start in the light, go to the dark at the top here, dragging it into that light space. Dragging that dark up just a little bit. And then at this bottom part, we're going to drag it down. Now I'm wiping my brush after each one so that I don't drag the orange into the next set of yellow, if that makes sense. Make sure that orange activates. Make sure that you get all those spots. Yeah, I don't. I have laminated some and sent them to friends. I do that. But yeah, I don't frame them. I color them for the joy of coloring them. Okay, so now we're going to move down to the neck of the vase. And we're going to grab a little bit of red. So I want number 320, I think. Yeah, no, it's a little too pink. Let's go with 400. Poppy red, that's about the right color. Once I get into my own craft room, everybody is ready for it, love. Once I get into my own craft room, I may start framing some and putting them up on the wall. So now I'm going in with poppy red up here at the neck of the vase. And I have not dried the upper part yet. It will probably dry before I finish, but I haven't dried that yet because I may want to move some of that orange down. Oh, my hand just cramped. So I'm going to take a bit of the cadmium orange. Just going to put it here in the center a little bit. Like that. I'm going to bring those reds down the edges here. And then we're going to bring the yellows down into here a little bit. So I'm using sun yellow at the moment. And then we're going to go in with the golden yellow at the bottom here. I know I could have done it just blue, but Alright, so I'm going to start with the red here. And we're going to activate that all together. And then I'll put the dryer through it. Like so. Aw, Wicca. Alright. And that's the configuration that we're going to move down the body of the vase with in the open spaces. So I'm going to start with red around the edges and at the top. And then we'll move down with some oranges and yellows. You're running out of room? That's true, dear. It can be if you change all the clocks. However, I don't think her boss would like it as, almost as much as you wouldn't like it if your employees did it to you. And then we're going to take the golden yellow. So I put the red, I put the cadmium orange. Now we're going in with the golden yellow. And then the sun yellow. And then we'll activate it. Like that. Yeah, very pretty. Just making sure that all of the pigment is activated. And then we'll give it a dry. Thank you. Then we're going to do the same thing down here. And bring it in. Make sure that I'm still in frame. Sorry if I keep on turning. Concentration. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I prefer an actual book too. Hey there, Tammy. Good day, good day, good day. Now I'm going in with cadmium orange. And then we're going to go in with the golden yellow. And then we're going to go in with the sun yellow. And basically doing a bit of a sunset on each part of the vase. Now we're going to take our pen, our water pen here. We're going to activate. Trying not to activate too much of the red into the orange. And getting it everywhere. So basically what I'm doing, in order not to spread too much of the red through the yellows, is as I go, I'm just wiping off my brush of the darker color. And it keeps it from pulling it too far down into the other colors. Now I'm going to erase this. Because I made a boo-boo. So it's a good thing I've got a background idea. Then we're going to dry it. Yeah, Bob colors with plastic. He does not color with pencil. Alright, now we're going to move down here. Oh, bye, Dion. I didn't see you say goodbye. Or is Renee leaving? Which one's leaving? Okay, bye, Renee. Sorry. I did not see you say goodbye. I'm sorry. So I'm just putting through the poppy red. Getting those shadowy colors in. Now we're going to go through with the cadmium orange. Yes, he did make the mistletoe, and he does make my pencil holders and marker holders, and I am working on the store site. I just haven't got it finished yet, so. So going through with that golden yellow. And then we're going to take the sun yellow. Alright, now we're going to take our brush. I will show you what he's made me for Valentine's Day. In just a moment. I had to move it off my desk so that I had room for water. Now we're just bringing that up from the bottom up so that we don't completely wash out or darken out the light. Like so. Alright, then we'll dry this. Alright, Calamity, thank you so much for coming by. Alright, so you guys want to see what Bob made me for Valentine's Day. He's made me a couple of different things for Valentine's Day. So he made me a vase. I'll switch you over to the main camera. He has made me a vase. It's a twisted heart. It goes big at the bottom. And this is all 3D printed. It's lovely. So he made me that for some dry flowers. I just have to find some dry flowers to put in it. He made me a little one. I love that color too. It's an awesome color. He made me a little one that is the same as the big one but smaller and shorter. Oh. Yes, our friend Viking designed the vase. He comes in here all the time and hangs out. And he made me a little Celtic little heart box, which is so cute. And last but not least, he made me this wonderful, wonderful thing. And it is an angel. It lights up. And I can put my glass here for my watercolor or my pencil sharpen bucket and look, Evelyn, look, it holds my brushes. So it holds my duster brush and a paintbrush or whichever. But yes, so he made me this as well. Turn off the light so you can see the whole. So yes, it holds my brush right here. So yes, those are the things that he has made me so far for Valentine's Day. I love them all. I think he likes me too. I think he's a little sweet on me. All right, now we're going to do the bottom of the vase here. We're going to start up here with the red. then we're going to do the same thing we did up at the top there as well with the yellows and the oranges. So instead of going from yellow to orange, we're going to go from orange to yellow. Yeah, he's a keeper. I like him. I likes him a lot. So we're going to put down the cadmium orange first under the red. Then we're going to put down the golden yellow. And then we're going to put down the sun yellow. My goodness, has it already been almost 2 hours? Wow. Okay, so I'm going to activate this very, very carefully. Rinse it off. Try not to drag that red in. And now we're going to have to run from light to dark, so we're going to run up. Make sure that you wipe off the orange so that you don't place it on the yellow. Like so. Absolutely. Afternoon, Catherine. All right, now we're going to do the same thing down here. We're going to put in the red. And yeah, he's your dog. Riggs is going, hey, those are mine. I want color too, Mummy. So I'm going through with the cadmium orange. And then we're going to take the sun yellow. No, we don't want sun yellow. Golden yellow. And then we want the sun yellow. And we'll put a little tiny bit of it down here. Shyla, stop. And then we're going to activate. The red first. Rinse the brush. And then once again, we're going to work from the bottom up. If you find that you have a large amount of orange on your brush, wipe it off. Like that. I'm going to take a little bit of this red and we're going to come down the side here a little bit. just to give it that sunset effect on the edge. I'm just going to activate that. There we go. And now we're going to dry it out. Alright, so I'm going to put these in the oranges and yellows of my little holder here. So I'll show you the holder that Bob makes. I have it here on my desk. Just so that you can see what they're talking about when they say holder. So this is one of the holders that Bob makes that holds my pencils. These are the pencils that I've used. These are the pencils that are in the set. So he designed this. It is inspired by the Mitsubishi Uni color pencil holder that comes in their 100 set, but he has redesigned it and recreated it to his own design. So it's awesome. I love it. And the picture so far looks like this. And we have been going for 2 hours. Amazon Tammy will be streaming in an hour. You can find her channel there. Shyla, stop. My goodness. I don't know what's wrong with my dog, but she won't stop whining. And I don't know, Evelyn, are you going to be streaming anytime soon? Can I get you back on my schedule so I know where you are? Yeah, exactly. But Mom, you're talking to somebody and I get cookies when you're talking to people. And she's being fussy and it's annoying me. So I hope that it looks okay. I think I've gotten the desired effect I want. I will be going through all of these areas here with some greens, and then I will be doing the little filaments with some gold. She does want attention. She wants me to smack her bum. Are you out of water? No, you're not. Are you out of food? No, you're not. You're fine. You will live. I promise. And of course, I will work on this some more on Tuesday and Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll be able to either be done with it. The one great thing, Jennifer, shush. Ah, okay. So Amazon Tammy will be, I do believe, going live in an hour, right, Tammy? My schedule is all messed up, and I don't know what to do. Oh, okay, fine, fine. I will give her a cookie. Jeez Louise. You're all killing me. She just thinks that she should get all the cookies all the time if Mom's talking to people. All right, well, sit. No, you got to come over here and say hello to the peoples that are giving you cookies. Come say hello. Come here. Say hello. There you go. So I will be finishing and working on this throughout the week. The great thing about coloring with a water-based product is it goes so much quicker than colored pencils. So it will probably be finished by the end of Wednesday. So Wednesday we will pick another picture and we'll work on it for Thursday and Friday, and Saturday we will pick another picture. All right, guys. Of course, I want to say thank you all very much for visiting me. Tammy, are you streaming in an hour? I didn't see your answer. Yeah, I have been running for 2 hours. Yeah, she does know when to whine. Of course, yeah, Shyla used to, but she's got hip dysplasia pretty bad, so um, she doesn't like it as much as she used to. Tammy, are you going to be streaming in an hour? If so, let me know. I will set an alarm on my watch or something because I keep on forgetting. I keep on thinking it's like in 2 hours and then I'm an hour late. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, thank you all very much for watching. If you don't know Amazon Tammy and haven't been to her channel, please go. She is awesome. I swear to goodness that she can make magic out of anything she touches. So make sure you go over and say hello. Make sure you ring the bell. And of course, always remember to subscribe. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for visiting, and thank you all very much for joining me over in Discord. The link is in the About section below most of my videos. This one here, probably not so much, but I think I put it in, but I can't remember. Um, or you can hit exclamation point Discord. We do have a actual chat room in Discord that we do actually hang out with. So, yeah, if you want to come hang out with us, color, talk, whatever, feel free to join in. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me and spending some time with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, always remember to be kind to one another, relax, color, and stay safe. Until then, bye-bye for now.